I'm just waiting for like the okay from them. I see our pose punishers are ready to go. Our refs are returning to the track. Just waiting on our Undertakers. All right, again, this season our Hollywood Undertakers are sponsored by After Hours Landscape. We're gonna go get started tonight. All right, folks, in red on the track, we have our 2025 Hollywood Undertakers. Starting off with number 1026, Tanya Farding. Number 1101, Deadly Longlegs. Number 111, Winona Ryder. Making their debut in their first game ever, it's 1115, Stingray. Number 130, Vita Beta Vegemin. 1619, that's Lenny Scabbets. Number 271, skating under the name Hot Dog tonight. 404, Patient Zero. Number 42, Slaying Mantis. Number 513, that's the Thundertaker. Number 555, Mother Ducker. 612, Killer Bee. 72, Pixel Whip. 742, Shreds Slanders. 763, the Hash Slinging Slasher. Number 8, also making their game day debut, that is Clam Slammer. Number 85, Eternal Glam Nation. And our bench staff tonight is going to be Sweets, Grim, and Marco. Our captains are Winona Ryder. And then we'll get our pose set up here in just a moment.
The sponsor for this year's Pose Punishers, locally owned and operated, celebrating 20 years as Richmond's haunted history professionals. We're going to start with number 114, Jaminal Cracker. Number 1229, Madam Jade. Number 1305, Country Jam. Number 131, Lance Driver. Number 1312, Dyke Van Dyck. Number 15, Ham Hook. Number 18, Liz. Number 1984, Punky Bruiser. Number 2806, Kill Switch. And their debut, number 333, Barbarian Butt Lift. Number 505, The Little Swole Maiden. 733, Dr. Hex Girlfriend PhD. Number 760, another debut, The Hooker. Number 77, The Marvelous Miss Mayhem. Number 828, Violet Riot, another new skater. Number 954, Jessica Jabbit. And number 96, Bad Lass. Our bench staff today will be Satan, Dio, and Raven.
Thank you to everybody that stuck around for the second game of the night, our first home season opener of the season. We'll also give it up for our referees there in the center and our non-skating officials in the all black. Without them, we could not do this sport.
I think they're the real MVPs sometimes. Yeah. And don't forget to vote for your fan favorite. Those of you in the audience, take a look, watch them, and see which one you would like to choose.
We also have our halftime leg and arm wrestling come up where you'll be able to go against some of these skaters that are on the track right now. Maybe they'll wear themselves out a little bit for you and give you a fighting chance. All right, we're getting ready here for our first jam of this game, and it looks like we have Jessica Jabbit out there for the for the Post Punishers in purple. I believe it's Hash out there for the Undertakers.
I think it is. Okay.
And I believe that's the Hash slinging slasher out there for the Hollywood Undertakers.
Let's play some derby.
For you all watching at home, you can also leave us some shout outs in the live chat. Tell us who your favorite player is. Jam is on with Jessica Jabbit and Hash Singing Slasher out there.
Oh, it looks like
Slaying
Jessica
Mantis.
Jabbit. Oh, went out of bounds.
Big hit on Jessica Jabbit, drawing Jabbit back. Pose has a strong wall here in the front. Neither jammer has received lead just yet. As a little one-on-one between Deadly Longlegs versus Jabbit there.
And Jabbit got the lead jammer status. But Hash is on her heels.
Actually, that looks like we've had a star pass to Slaying
yes.
Mantis for the Hollywood Undertakers. And Jabs is going to go ahead and call it off, hoping that Mantis won't pick up any points. We'd also love to shout out some of our other sponsors for the season. We have the Plug It Up Podcast, Torchy's Tacos, and Sacred Roller Skate Supply, all supporting RCRD this season. Remember, if you'd like to support us as well, that you can hit up our fundraising team, and we would love to have your money.
Looks like little Miss Mayhem is out there for the pose today.
And that looks like Shred Slanders out there tonight for the Undertakers. Both teams fighting through with, it looks like Tanya Farding hitting Mayhem.
Oh.
And another hit there followed by Hot Dog. Looks like Mayhem will be unfortunately going to the box, giving us our first power jam of this game for Shred Flanders for the Hollywood Undertakers. Hot Dog trying to open it up there. Shred Flanders having to chip away at these blockers.
You just want to say hot dog.
What do you think a hot dog ghost would look like exactly?
You know, I don't know what a hot dog ghost would look like. Probably full of relish.
Shred Flanders still trying to work their way through the pose wall.
Woo.
Nice hit there by the hooker, who's in their first game of the ever, I believe. Number 76.
That was incredible. And you know, power jams, they're harder than they look. They're harder than they look to get through. But Mayhem back in the scramble, getting pushed through, making it out, being chased down. Nope, they're good. And it got called off.
Seeing some shout outs for number 8, that's Clam Slammer, getting some love in the live feed here.
Clam Slammer just vetted up this year.
Believe we also have Janimal getting some fan call-outs there from Linda in Minnesota.
Ooh, Minnesota. You gotta do the Minnesota accent.
1 point game right now with Hollywood Undertakers 4 to Post Punishers 3.
It looks like we have Lenny as the Undertakers, Jammer coming through.
Going up against head coach Little Swolemate out there.
And Lady made it through.
And that's Punky Bruiser out there jamming for Pose Punishers, going up against one of the coaches, but unfortunately gets
Punky
a track cut, I think.
Yeah, it's a track cut.
Yeah. So it'll be another power jam. Lenny Scabbott's hoping the pack will have to bridge out in order to let them be released. Beautiful lateral footwork.
The fight. I would not want to be hit by Swole. That's
Undertakers were very patient during that, and unfortunately, it looks like Little Swolemate has picked up a penalty and will be going to the box. Pose are currently down a jammer and a blocker, giving Lenny Scabbott's lots of opportunity to pick up points. Nice clearance there by Glam Nation.
Woo!
Lenny Scabbott's looking at Punky as she returns from the box for a little jammer-on-jammer action. Decides to play it smart, though, calling it off.
After that nice hit by Pixel.
I definitely hear some contenders for our rowdiest fan out there. Someone's got to pick up the slack since Mr. Punky lost his voice, I guess.
He can't be the winner every game. You know. Oh, he's eating. That's a good excuse.
Can't hear over the sound of chewing. Totally understand. We've all been there.
All right, here's the jam.
Looks like we have Jabs back out there for Pose Punishers
And
versus
back with
Hash.
Yeah. And Hash has it. With a nice hit by Legs. Hash scooting all in on the inside. Swole Maiden. Jabbit making it out.
Hash decides to call it off before Jabs can pick up any points. Undertaker 16, Pose 3. Now remember, last season, I believe the Undertakers only won one game while the Pose beat them the rest of the season. So we might see a change this year. Hammy out there says, absolutely not today, not getting by me. On the jam line, we have Shred Slanders out there. And Miss Mayhem coming back for her second jam of the night, I believe. Both walls holding strong.
Woo!
Patience
Coming on the out.
Tries to hit out Mayhem there, but
comes
gets
out,
lead.
Shreds right behind, right on their heels. A little blocker on blocker action.
Hot Dog with a big hit to the outside, forcing Miss Mayhem to call off the jam.
Don't forget about the halftime leg wrestling or arm wrestling tournament. I think some people need to go out there and try it again.
We have 7 skaters that you can challenge.
We need to try it again. That's what I'm Peter right
Just
there. Already.
19-6 Hollywood Undertakers as we enter this next jam. Big hit to the inside by Eternal Glam Nation onto Madam Jade.
Woo, and there goes Lenny.
Scabbott's getting through
Throw
it.
it, Batty. And Lenny's got it.
But not without Bad Lass putting up a fight.
With Jade coming right behind. Jade is knocking on Lenny's door. Woo!
Fancy footwork by Lenny Scabbott's on the outside, attempting to call it off. Looks like there was a little bit of a delay there, but it did get called off. Still 22 minutes in this half. We're just getting started, and a lot of action is already happening. Who's here for the Pose Punishers tonight? And what about our Hollywood Undertakers? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. We love to see it. We love to hear it. Out on the jam line, we have Hash Slinging Slasher for Hollywood Undertakers. And Punky Bruiser on the inside there, jamming for Pose Punishers. Did I just say that?
I think so.
I think I might have said the same team
okay.
twice. But Hash Slinging Slasher is out for the Undertakers with Punky right behind. I got to give a moment to shout out BBL out there, who's in their first game of like ever, and is wearing numbers so large that there's no way a ref will miss them. I'm sure they love it.
You gotta do that.
Jam was called off.
So they get more penalties.
Looks
we'll
like
know why.
Hammy was pretty excited about that jam with a little raven flap happening. Don't forget we have a raffle going on tonight. You can win yourself one of our Night Out on the Town packages. And we have our biggest, loudest fan competition still going. We love it. We love it.
All right, we got Shred jamming for the undies, and it's looking like Miss Mayhem coming out for the pose.
Picks up lead.
Shred is stuck.
A lot of fresh faces out there for the Pose Punishers and the Undertakers right now. With the hooker picking up, I believe, their first penalty ever. Congratulations!
Yeah.
Followed by Tanya Farding, who will also be joining the box. Both teams down a player right now. The first penalty, you'll never remember it, but it sure is special, isn't it?
It is very special.
Maybe you learn a lesson. Maybe you go
you don't
right back
lesson.
out and do the exact
you
same
never
thing.
learn a lesson. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe they'll remember their penalty. Maybe
they
won't.
should have made their numbers smaller.
Oh, it looks like we've had a friend come join in the box. Hollywood Undertakers are now actually going to be down 2 blockers. Punky Bruiser out there on the jam line for the Pose Punishers. And Patient Zero out there for the Undertakers' first time tonight jamming.
You know, that's like a president versus vice president situation on jammers out there, with
fight for
Punky
power
as our
there.
president and Patience as our vice president.
Beautiful one-on-one blocking occurring here at the front by Eternal Glam Nation, trying to hold Punky back. Punky is released for lead, but not before Eternal Glam Nation opens up the inside line with some excellent O. That's why she's on training, folks. Punky looks towards their pack to see what they can do, going up against only 2 blockers left. Calls off the jam just as the box is clear. We have a score that is getting closer and closer by the moment. Currently, we have the Hollywood Undertakers 24, Pose Punishers 21. Just 3 points separating these teams right now.
It's looking like as our undies jammer is going to be the hash. And for the pose, we have Jessica Jabbit coming in from the outside. Woo, with a nice hit by legs, but made it through for a lead jam. Hash not giving it up. And makes it through. Jessica Jabbit on the outside. Before calling it.
Jabs looks to the bench and is told to call it off before Hash can pick up any points. But we have a lead change, y'all.
Lead change.
1 point difference as Pose Punishers scores just 1 point to take the lead right now. 25 Pose Punishers, Hollywood Undertakers 24.
It's a tight game. It is super tight. You can feel it. The pressure starts mounting now how tight it is.
And you know what? On Monday, we're going to do it all over again because we'll be scrimmaging at practice. I guarantee it.
No rest for the week. No rest for the week.
For the week. It's the wicked. Out here talking
Oh, we got Shred out as lead jammer with Mayhem right behind their heels. Mayhem feels that.
Big hit there. Country
And a
Jam
call.
bumps Shred to the inside line, not letting those points happen.
You know what I'm really loving? I'm really loving the glow of the skates on some of our skaters out there.
Some of them have those extra sticky, special light-up wheels.
It looks cool on this concrete floor. You can see it reflecting up. It's neat. I like them.
I like to think it's like light-up shoes, which absolutely make you run faster.
Yes,
if you have light-up wheels,
absolutely
you're
make
definitely
you run
gonna skate faster.
Gives you superpowers.
Got more love in the chat for Janimal out there from Minnesota. Lots of friends and family watching tonight.
We have Lenny as an Undertaker jammer fighting to get up through.
Big hit there and pile up. Oh my
pile
goodness.
Up.
Big hit by Swole, taking out 3 blockers at once.
Meanwhile, Jade is fighting in the front.
Jamming for the pose.
Coming through on the inside, the outside.
Some wacky waving inflatable arm action as these trainers go against each other. That's Eternal Glam Nation.
What do you call that? I wonder. What's the name of that technique?
That's distraction.
That's distraction. That was like flying distraction. Woo, another hit. Jade coming out on top.
Takes lead.
We missed that Lenny got into the box, but he was about to come back in.
Madam Jade gets through once again, busting through that Undertaker tripod in the front. Lenny having a little bit of a juke there, but gets through on the outside line as well. Madam Jade's going to call it off, securing that lead.
And it looks like Poe is still holding their lead, 29-25.
Oh, out on the jam line, y'all. We have a special situation happening. Hot Dog out there, otherwise known as Lizness Casual, putting on the star for the first time tonight.
Do you think that she likes relish on her hot dog, or just ketchup, or just mustard? What kind of hot dog do you
I like to think she's an everything kind of gal.
Everything? Or like no bun? You think a no bunner?
Maybe.
I mean, as a hot dog, she's trying to slide through that bun right now of all those blockers.
And we have Punky Bruiser out there first as our lead jammer for Pose, with Hot Dog right behind, getting distracted by our talk about, delicious hot dogs, I'm sure. Punky calls it off before Hot Dog can pick up any points.
We're going to have to take a poll what kind of hot dog toppings that Hot Dog likes. We're going to have to make a poll. Anyone out there in internet world, what kind of hot dog toppings do you think Hot Dog likes? Let us know.
Someone said chili and mustard. It's a pretty good suggestion. It seems like it'd have a little kick
Maybe
to it.
Maybe some onion on there.
Oh. Getting hungry, y'all. And you know what? If you're hungry and you're in the room watching with us tonight, you can go pick up some food from our concession stands. Maybe you need to get yourself a little alcoholic beverage for that leg and arm wrestling tournament in the next half.
Back to the game. We just saw Hash get hit to the side, outside, running through with Jessica Jabbick going through as lead jammer.
Big hit from Madam
hit.
Jade. A little one-on-one action here by Swole versus Hash. Decides to go ahead and let Hash on by and set up to play O instead. Big hit by Tiny Farting. Swole isn't having any of it, though, and sees the opportunity to hit Fart out as well.
And it's called.
That's all right. Fart took the jammer right back to the outside line. Staying on them as much as they can. Poe's still in the lead here with a 10-point difference. Poe's Punishers 35, Hollywood Undertakers 25.
See, you jinxed it when you said that the Undies only won one game last year, and now.
I think they're hungry for it. I think they want to see it, and it's not just all the hot dog talk.
No, it's not. I agree.
Looks like we have a timeout for some track repair. Got to make sure the rope stays in place. Give it up for Killswitch, showing us those expert taping expertise. Wow. What a star. All right, setting up for this next jam. We have Lenny Scabbets out on the jam line for the Hollywood Undertakers. And the blockers are so tall that I can't see the other jammer.
I believe it's Mayhem. Yes, Mayhem is out there for opposed Punishers. Yeah, I can see Mayhem.
Also, shout out to this NSO in the middle with the fabulous shoes.
We got a little one-on-one action with Mayhem making it out on top, getting lead jam. Lenny right behind.
With a little whip, some old school action out there.
You know, both jammers came back from injury from last year. It's good to see them back on the track.
We do our best to train everybody to play as safe as possible, but things happen sometimes. We're so stoked to have all these players back with us this season. Speaking of triumphant returns, one of our refs in the middle there, that is Blaxican Ninja, just came back from an injury. So excited to see her on skates.
Already killing it. It's like they never left. It's like they didn't take almost like a year and a half break.
Current score, Pose Punishers 37 to Hollywood Undertakers 25. Getting some love from the Venga boys out here as we go into this next jam.
I'm thinking that's Punky Bruiser out there for the Pose Punishers again, and
Deadly, or I'm sorry, that's the Thundertaker.
That's the Thundertaker as Andy.
Thunder getting hit to the outside. Punky looking for a hole, tries to go under
Punky
the blocker's
fighting.
arms. Chest to chest here with Slaying Mantis. Oh, but slips by. Thunder looking for a little help from her friends. Beautiful 180 spin there by Punky Bruiser on the inside. Thunder still stuck in the back, unfortunately, here by the Pose wall, holding strong. Pose branching that lead out a little bit more now, picking up more points as Punky Bruiser gets through on that inside, clean and untouched.
Well, it looks like we have a panty pass right to Slaying Mantis. Let's see what they do with it.
Some big hits on Slaying Mantis, who now has the star for the Undertakers. Definitely saw some on-track communication from the Pose of just get together, be together, play together.
You know, that's one of the most important things as blockers.
It's harder than it sounds. Big hit to the outside there by the Undertakers onto Punky. Mantis still trapped in the back after receiving the star. Trying to get by, but it looks like has been hit to the inside and will have to go all the way behind the pack in order to not pick up a penalty. It's going to be a long, slow grind for these teams, it looks like.
And it looks like it was a nice return by Dr. Hex, who, by the way, just got their PhD.
Congratulations to Hex. Dr. Hex girlfriend.
Dr. Hex girlfriend now.
Roller derby is made up of a lot of amazing players and volunteers who have full lives outside of this sport.
Is
Can't
there
relate,
a full life
but,
outside this sport? I didn't know there was a full life outside the sport.
Not for me, at least.
Yeah, it just becomes your life, and then you do everything else.
Some of us have cool jobs. Got to make money to support the game we play, of course, but you can always help us out by sponsoring us.
It looks like we got Hash's Jammer again being recycled back. And Jessica Jabbit.
Nice outside clearance there by Hash Slinging Slasher, picking up lead jammer for the Hollywood Undertakers. Jabs going down with Violet here in the back. Violet making her game debut today, just assessing up recently. Hamhawk tries to slow down Hash, but unfortunately they're released, and we now have a power jam for the Undertakers. An opportunity for them to try to get lead once again.
Right on the outside. Slinging right through.
Another player going to the box. That's BBL, Barbarian Butt Lift, going to the penalty box. Their first penalty of the weekend, y'all. Lots of action on the track here with Country Jam sending Hash out to the inside line. Tanya Farding attempting to help Hash out there. Not wanting Country to beat up on them too much.
And these falls look hard, but when you're playing derby, you don't even feel them.
It's that secret fifth blocker, the floor, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is a secret blocker, but you just fall down, pop right back up. You don't even notice it's there, to be honest with you.
Jabs has been released from the box for the Pose now, as Hash has been recycled back by Country Jam, who just refuses to let Hash pick up those additional points at the moment. BBL also back on the track here.
And this is turning it. This is a 2-minute jam, I believe.
Yeah, we did have lead at one point.
Oh, that's right. And they probably went to the box.
It looks like we still have Hash out there as the lead jammer, most likely wanting to accrue as many points as they can. And it looks like it's paid off because 8 minutes left in this half, and now it is Pose Punishers 49 to Hollywood Undertakers 37.
No, it changed.
I'm sorry, 41. We now have an 8-point difference. 8 points for 8 minutes.
8 points for 8 minutes. That's got to be lucky. Somebody should get a lottery ticket and give us some of the winnings.
Jessica Jabbit getting some love in the chat from friends and family back home watching the game. Out on the jam line, we have Shred Slanders out there for the Undertakers.
And Shred just came back from an injury.
I'm going to need everybody to play safer this season. All right, Shred out there for the Undertakers. Meanwhile, we have little Miss Mayhem, out there for Pose Punishers, getting dragged back by the Undertakers with Clam Slammer.
And just in case you don't know, we have some of our normal jammers out there as blockers for this game. I see Pixel Whip, who is our jammer for the Riots.
Same thing with Eternal Glam Nation, one of our top scoring jammers for the River City Riots, playing as a blocker today. Obviously doing a very good job with that one-on-one blocking.
Right when you said right by.
Just when you think you're safe. Beautifully done by Miss Mayhem there, picking up lead jammer.
I think Mr. Punky is trying to win that award again. It looks like Mr. Punky.
Shred avoiding that big hit by Bad Lass. And Mayhem calls it off. Pose taking a few more points on the board there. 6 minutes left. 53-41 Pose Punishers. Still a tight game.
Don't forget about our halftime show. We got to do our leg wrestling and arm wrestling. So come on. Let's see if we can win against our Derby people.
Got about 5 minutes to sign up for that leg and arm wrestling. You can always go check that out by our merch stand. Pick up some RCRD gear while you're there. Punky Bruiser out here jamming for Pose Punishers against Patient Zero in the back for Hollywood Undertakers. Punky has picked up lead once again. Some nice offensive play there by Slaying Mantis. Killer Bee communicating for their team to come join them. A little bit of a stalemate here. Patient Zero had removed the star, but is now out of the pack, with Punky deciding to call it off. I agree. It looked pretty exhausting out there.
Sometimes you want to call off. Sometimes you're like, all right, I need to go sit down. I got it. Let me take at least one jam timeout.
That's usually how I treat the penalty box. I'm like, I needed a break anyway.
Right, the penalty box, another great example. Like, thank goodness I got 30 seconds to sit down for 5 seconds just to get my breath, recollect, get back out there.
Hitting into this next jam, we have the hash slinging slasher out there for the Hollywood Undertakers. And in the back, that's Madam J for Pose.
Hash coming out on top. Right away, right off the line.
Strong stride. Tanya farting, trying to touch Hamhawk out there, who has the star now for Pose. Big old pile up on the outside line. Hash calls it off after getting bumped to the inside. Unfortunately, not allowing Hammy to pick up any points this time. Boo.
Boo.
That's what Hammy said, not me. I would never. Although we all know, are we both Pose technically?
No, actually, I'm an Undertaker.
Oh,
I am an Undertaker all the way. I bleed red.
I'll see you outside after.
We might have to leg wrestle.
I suddenly have plans.
With Shred as our jammer for the Undies, and Miss Mayhem coming out on top as our Poe jammer, with Shred on their heels. Mayhem must sense that. They're speeding up their progress.
Undertaker's racing forward, not wanting to get any more points on the board for the Pose. But Mayhem gets through and calls it off, collecting all 4 points. Box is clear. Just 3 minutes left in this half, with Pose securing that lead, 61-46. Again, last call to arm wrestle or leg wrestle one of our 7 contending skaters. And of course, thank you to some of our sponsors this year. Of course, we have Haunts of Richmond, who are our Pose Punisher sponsor. They are locally owned and operated and are celebrating 20 years as Richmond's haunted history professionals. Public tours, private tours, and special events are offered year-round. Information can be found at hauntsofrichmond.com, and you can follow them on all socials.
We have Lenny as our lead jammer, hopping and skipping over the inside line to get that. Go! Oh!
Beautiful scoop there by Lenny Scabbets on the Undertakers. I think I saw that in practice this week.
I believe we have practiced that scoop. What was it called? The peanut butter? No, that's not right.
Bean dip.
The bean dip. That is called the bean dip to everyone out there, if you would like to know. It is the bean dip. I try to call it peanut butter.
Looking at the box, it looks like both teams are down a skater with Swole Maid and Deadly Longlegs from Post Punishers and the Undertakers, respectively, in the box right now.
Seems like there's a confusion about that.
We have Hash Slinging Slasher out there for the Undertakers, and I believe that's Jabs out there again, Jessica Jabbit for Post Punishers. Hash pushing this wall forward, going up against Ham Hawk,
and making it out.
Shout out to Violet and Hooker, who are out in their first game ever tonight on the track. Undertakers, we have a little coach action happening with Hot Dog and Little Swole Maid hitting each other just because they can. I don't even know if there was a jammer nearby. I think they just wanted to make sure.
I just think they just like hitting each other.
The other one knew that they were there.
Yes. One was like, no ketchup on the hot dog. The other one's like, no mustard on the hot dog. Merch table in the corner.
In the corner by the bathroom. Got some love in the chat for Lenny out there. Talking about that bean dip booming.
I don't think bean dip on a hot dog would be very good.
I think it depends on the type of bean dip. Like refried beans could be good on a hot dog, I think. Or really gross.
Might be. Maybe it had like some tomato chunks in it.
Shred Flanders out there for the Undertakers jamming. Unfortunately, it looks like number 8, Clam Slammer, will be going to the box.
When you have hard walls like this is one of the hardest part about being a jammer. Oh, and we have a gentle jammer penalty on Miss Mayhem. So power jam for the Undertakers. What a nice little bit for the last 30 seconds of the game.
I think we've hit a momentous occasion, by the way, because all of our brand new skaters have officially gone to the box at least once tonight. It's an honor. Someone just asked, so they might have gone. And if not, I can make the players go against each other. So. Thank you, I appreciate it. Clam Slammer has been released from the box with Little Miss Mayhem still trapped there on that power jam. But the Undertakers jammer, Shred Flanders, has picked up a penalty. Mayhem will be released, and unfortunately that means that Shred will have to serve the full penalty.
And this is going to be a 2-minute jam then. Like, they got to do the whole entire thing with these walls that are obviously tight.
Almost over for this half. Both walls trying to hold back one another, with Mayhem working her way through, going up against the Undertakers here. One skater remains, and she slips by Glam. Shred back on the track. Nobody can call it off.
So they still got a solid 15 seconds to go. Which could be the longest 15 seconds of your life if you do a 2-minute jam.
It certainly feels like it. Derby is, if anything else, a game of endurance. Chest to chest here with Madam J, Flanders facing down. And that's half, y'all. Pose Punisher 61, Undertakers. Pose 63, Undertakers 58. We will now get set up for our arm and leg wrestling halftime show. If you signed up, you can come to the announcer booth or meet us in the middle.
My second time doing this. Thank you. I'm trying.
I think we work well together. You do. You're great at this. I think anyone. I'm gonna leave it orange because I think you have there. I don't need to do anything, right? Here? Oh, I already did. Oh, then. Oh, okay. We're gonna make our way to the middle and just. Okay, cool.
If you could do the last call for beer and stuff, because they close.
Okay.
At 8 o'clock in 15 minutes.
All right, folks, just a heads up. If you are using this halftime to stop by concessions, you have about 8 minutes before concessions will close for beer and alcohol. So go get those libations while you can. Making sure no one trips over this cord as I walk by with it. All right, folks, we're going to get set up here in the center. I'm just waiting on my table and my chairs to come back to the middle. For our halftime, we have 3 challengers signed up so far. If you make a last-minute submission, just come up and join us after you pay. You're good. Nice. Our challenge skaters tonight are going to be Dr. Heck's girlfriend, PhD, undefeated, by the way, versus Lenny Skabbits, who will have to redeem themselves. Not yet, not yet. And then we have Clam Slammer coming back to be challenged again.
No, you can go put something in. As long as they're up here within the next. Is it arms or legs? It's supposed to be whatever the person submitted suggested, unless you have like a hard. I'm happy to do neither. I just want to know so I can know what to get rid of.
I am just waiting on the table and chairs to run this halftime.
Cool. Thank you. Am I doing leg wrestling again? I'm not sure. I don't know. Quinn! Oh, okay. Sorry. They probably weren't released yet. We have 10 minutes to do it. Okay.
All right, my challengers. I'm going to go ahead and call up the names for the folks that signed up. We have Gia. Gia coming back. We'll be going up against Heck's girlfriend.
Are you going to arm? Leg wrestling. So you will.
Oh, you're leg wrestling? Yeah, let's do it.
I was bet money for it.
Oh.
We also have Luffy coming back for a challenge against Lenny here in a moment. And up against Clam, we're going to have Nikki. Nikki O. All right, folks.
Are you Nikki?
Oh, I haven't called any of them yet. I just got them ready, but it's just these folks and stuff. So you can hand me whichever one's going to be called. Hex is ready, so we can. All right, folks. Up first, you can probably. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have Hex girlfriend going up against Gia, who was in our first halftime as well. Now, I must warn you, Gia, Hex has never been defeated. Maybe we'll do a best 2 out of 3. We'll see. Now, in order to leg wrestle for folks that were not here for the first half, these folks are going to lock arms together and get hip to hip the best they can. We're going to do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and on 1, they will lock legs and attempt to flip the other player over or get them to tap out. Are y'all ready? Yeah? All right. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Oh, we have a flip. Gia, you did your best. But also, Hex is still our undefeated champion. Give it up for Gia, everybody. Gia participated in both of our halftime performances. Next up, over here at our arm wrestling station, we have Nikki versus Clam Slammer. All right, folks. Now remember, you cannot use the table to help you. Elbows will stay on the table. For arm wrestling, we will do a 3, 2, 1, go. Okay? All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Woo! Nikki coming out hot. Taking out this derby player. Clam wants it, though. Nikki looks unfazed, and it's a defeat. Great job, Nikki. Thank you so much. And now Clam has to go shake that off and go play in the second half. All right. For our final challenge of the evening, we have 2 teammates taking each other on. We have Lenny Skabbits versus Luffy. Luffy is on the pose, by the way. Maybe this will determine who wins later. All right, y'all. Glasses are off. It's serious. Elbows will stay on the table. No assistance from the table. And on go. 3, 2, 1, go. They're staring each other down in the eyes right now. And Luffy's our winner! No matter what, at the end of the night, the Poes have secured at least one kind of win. Thank you all so much for participating. Thank you to Quinn for helping me organize. We have 8 minutes left in the half. Please go purchase some food and beverage or some merch items. We will see you shortly. Oh, we have a challenge. Sorry, I got a little ahead of ourselves. Are you going against Hex? And are you leg wrestling
Leg
or arm
or
wrestling?
Okay.
All right. I know. We have Julie Unruly out here, one of our medics for the night, taking on Heck's girlfriend, determined to beat this winning streak. All right, folks, you're going to be on your back, hip to hip, please. Have these folks get set up. Shoes are coming off. Preventing any hazard we might have. All right, arms are locked together if you can. We're going to do a 3, 2, and then on 1, you can lock legs, okay? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Instant. I have been there many, many times. I understand.
We're going to have one more with Hex and Lenny.
And I have been informed that Lenny is having none of this and apparently wasn't beat enough yet tonight and wants to challenge Hex. No. As a skater with back problems, I absolutely don't want to go. Although I am the one that will always instigate this at the after party. So if you end up at bingo tonight, I'll make sure you get challenged. Lenny's just got to remove their skates and their fabulous UPS socks.
Oh, that's pretty.
I was just informed there's special UPS game socks provided by their local delivery person, Clinton, sorry. Shout out to Clinton, unofficial sponsor. All right, folks. Lenny with the jammer cap on, by the way, is ready to challenge Hex. Oh, no, you got to get rid of it. Okay. All right, on 1, y'all, you can lock legs. I think you know the rules by now. Give it up for him, folks, if you're out there in the audience. Lenny really wants this win. All right. 3, 2, 1. What? Try again. 1. Oh, with a full flip. Devastating loss. Great job, Lenny. Great job, Hex. We have just over 5 minutes left before we start the second half. Thank you all so much for coming out to our first home game of the season. Thank you to all our skaters who participated. And thank you to Quinn.
That's cool. I'm just gonna give you. You won't need that again, right?
It's for.
I know, but you won't need the longboard. I'm just gonna cut that out.
We are also going to do our raffle winner announcement in just a moment. We will try to do it before the end of this half, but if not, make sure you stick around for the end of the game. We'll let you know in just a moment. All right, folks, listen up. We have our raffle winner. We're going to have Cleve here, our game production manager, draw for us. Well, if I don't know my own strength, y'all. I just broke the raffle bucket. I'm sorry. All right. We have a winner. We'll see. Ticket number 8378826. On the back, we do have a name. It's Kristen. Winner 8378826. If you did not pick up your prize right now, that is okay because we have your phone number on the back of this thing. Thank you to everybody that donated and participated tonight. We're going to get back in just 2 minutes for the second half. All right, folks, we are back. Again, I'm Smack Mamba, being joined tonight by Peter Panic. Doing a great job, by the way, announcing your first game. Who's our guest announcer here?
Well, we have the little panic attack sitting on my lap right now, having a little panic attack because her mom was away for too long. So I thought she could come and help us.
Shout out to Panic, who came back after what we call the 9-month injury.
It was a long 9 months. No derby. It was a long 9 months.
Just give it a few years, and this little one will be on skates too, I'm sure.
And that was the start of some derby. We have Lenny coming through, skirting right off from the beginning. Mayhem right on their tail.
Starting off in this half, we left you at 63 to 58. End of our first jam here in the second half. Just remember, folks, if you're watching at home, you can always leave us shout-outs for your favorite player. And, of course, you can nominate your fan favorite still for this home game. We are 1 point difference right now, y'all. Will the Hollywood Undertakers take this game back? 62 to 63. We have our Pose Punishers out there. That's Jessica Jabbit on the jam line.
And Hash back out for the undies.
Looks like a big drawback there by Country Jam onto Hash, not wanting them to have any space. Jessica Jabbit attempting to chip away at that inside line. Big spill from players on both sides of the track. Jabbit almost got through with a little 180, but unfortunately is assessed a track cut, giving the Undertakers what they need, a power jam.
Which helped Hash scoot right on through on that inside.
They are confirmed to be lead jammer. This is exactly what the Undertakers need. Getting bumped to the inside there by Hammy. Hash gets through and picks up some more points there. Some nice blocking there by Violet, who's playing in their first game tonight, attempting to stop the Undertaker's jammer. Hash picks up more points as the box is cleared with both jammers out on the track now. And y'all, we have a lead change.
Lead change!
This game started off with the Undertakers taking the lead at first, and the Punishers took it back. We now have 71-63 in favor of the Undertakers.
We have Shred out there for the Undertakers, ready to keep that score bouncing up higher and higher.
Oh, and we have a timeout, unfortunately.
Let's not forget that the sponsor for this year's PO Punisher is locally owned and operated, celebrating 20 years as Richmond's haunted history professionals. Public tours, private tours, and special events are offered year-round. Tickets and information are available at hauntsofrichmond.com. You can also check out Haunts of Richmond on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, our favorite, TikTok. And that was the whistle.
Timeout has ended. We have Shred Slanders out there for the Undertakers and Punky Bruiser back out on the track for the Post Punishers. Some of these players have played another game already today as well. But nobody looks tired. Everybody looks ready to fight. Shred up against Madam Jade here at the front of the pack. Gets lead. Some excellent blocking by Clam Slammer out there in their first game of the night. Working with their wall. Shred's up against this 2-wall here with Madam Jade, bumping Shred back to the inside and attempts to drag back. Oh, but unfortunately it was a step too close, and Shred will be going to the box, giving the Pose a power jam. This is going to be a 2-minute jam, y'all.
And there's a fight at the front with Glam versus Punky. With Punky knocking them out to the side, recycling them all the way back, which is a jammer's worst nightmare in my opinion.
Bad last release from the box, rejoining the Pose. But Glam will be heading to the box for the Undertakers. Things change quickly out there.
Yes, they do.
Are you having a good time? Just staring at me? Folks, if you've been here for both games today, go ahead and make some noise. Punky Bruiser working on.
Whip. You see that whipping around to try to stop Punky from scoring any more points.
Looks like we have a penalty getting picked up. Oh, but Clam Slammer will be going back to the box again, unfortunately. It's okay. It's only the first game. Their first game. Punky makes a beautiful opening there on the inside, but is given a back block penalty, which means it'll now be a power jam for Shred Slanders out there. Big hit by Janimal.
Ooh, that means the next jam will start with a power jam.
That's right. Punky Bruiser will be starting in the box as the jammer for Pose. And Clam Slammer is in the box as well as a blocker for the Undertakers.
I almost feel like it's more stressful when you start with a power jam as a jammer, personally.
It definitely can be at times. Sometimes it feels like it's wide open and you can really go fast, and other times you're just very stressed out.
Yeah, it's so stressed out.
But that's Lenny Skabbitz out there for the Undertakers. Gets hit down, but is like, you know what, I'm good.
Through.
Keeps going.
Lenny, who played in the first game, is not slowing down whatsoever.
And multiple rounds of arm and leg wrestling, by the way.
Yes, and look. Woo, being slammed on the side by Liz, who also played in the first game.
Our MVP blocker for that first game, showing you exactly why she got that award. Lenny Scabbits working with some fast feet, gets by the last blocker for Pose.
Is blowing those points up.
Punky Bruiser has been released from the box and is trying to get by the Undertaker's wall. Gets a lovely little assistance there from Liz, it looks like. And Lenny sees that their benches asked them to call it off. Undertakers now have secured that lead once again. Hollywood Undertakers 83, Pose Punishers 71, with a timeout going to the Undertakers, I believe.
And don't forget, if you guys want to hang out with some Derby people, we're going to have an after party at the Bingo Beer.
There might be rematches of arm and leg wreestling, and you won't even have to pay for it.
100% there'll be rematches. That is a natural thing for us to do once we get together.
There may not be any rematches in the sense of going up against skaters, but we might see some skaters take on one another. All right, looks like that timeout might have been an official timeout. I'm not sure, but we have the Undertakers here having a quick discussion with their bench coach, Sweets, on the inside of the track. Pose are keeping it at their bench, kind of hanging out for a moment. Let's see if we have any more sponsors we can talk about. We have, of course, this season sponsoring us, Plug It Up Podcast, Torchy's Tacos, Sacred Roller Skate Supply, and if you're here in the building tonight, we do have a vendor available. We have Fist City, which is ran by Pixel Whip and Eternal Glam Nation from the River City Riots.
Don't forget to pick up some merch as well from our merch table over there in the corner. Miss Mayhem, one of our jammers, runs that merch table. And she is on it with all the cool shirts and designs. So don't forget your merch when you're leaving today.
All right, back on the track now. We have Jessica Jabbett for Pose Punishers, and we have the Hash Slinging Slasher jamming once again for the Undertakers, really moving quickly, trying to throw off this Pose wall, slipping by Violet there on the inside. Hash picks up lead. Jabs removes the hat, but gets by on that outside. Hash looking to get sandwiched there by Hamhawk and Swole. Oh, but slips on by. Big hit on the outside there by Hot Dog.
Before calling it off. For Bow Punishers, we got Miss Mayhem back out there. For the Undies, it looks like we have Shred teaming back up. Shout out! There's some shout outs for Shred I hear in the audience. Is there any shout outs for Miss Mayhem?
Oh. Well, that's all right. Because you know what? She's picked up lead jammer!
And the lead goes to Mayhem!
She said, you know what? Just because y'all didn't clap for me, I'm going to get lead anyway.
Yeah, for sure. That was like, and watch this. And watch this.
Shred sneaking up on this pack here, hoping to pick up a few points, and slips on by, I believe, catching a few for the Punishers.
I believe both jammers got points that round, or did the Undies? Yep, both jammers got points that.
Undertaker still in the lead here in this half, with Undertakers at 90 to Pose 74. I feel like I hear a little call and response out in the audience happening.
Sounds like we got some, Poe fans in the audience right now.
Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't heard anyone make any bird call sounds yet.
Next scene.
Legs gets lead jammer for the Undertakers on that inside line with Punky Bruiser right behind.
With Legs also playing in the last game. Not slowing down. Ooh.
Big spill, big spill. Legs chooses to call it off. He's like, you know what? That came in a little too hot.
I think I saw a small pebble out there that they tripped on. There was that imaginary little breath of pebble out there. Did you see that just now? That's what it was. I don't think they just fell. I think they just tripped over a imaginary pebble.
Rock. All right, out on the jam line, we have Country Jam living up to her name for Pose Punishers. We'll have to see who we've got on that side for the Undertakers in just a moment. Country Jam working her way through against Hash Slinging Slasher, who's up against Madam Jade and Ham Hawk. Ham Hawk
with Hash making out on top.
Madam Jade tried to throw a big hit on Hash, but Country Jam is like, I am going to get you one way or another.
Jammer on jammer hit.
Sending Hash way out of bounds.
And look at that love.
Forcing that
High-fiving at
call.
the end because it's all about the game love right there. You hit your friends, you hug them afterwards.
And if you'd love to congratulate these players for a hard-fought game afterwards, you can, of course, join us at our after-party location. That's going to be Bingo Beer Co., located in Scott's Addition. They also have arcade games and food there and some lovely outdoor seating if you join us tonight. Little Miss Mayhem out there for the Pose Punishers against Shred Slanders. Mayhem gets by Pixel Whip, securing lead.
We have a panty off, which sometimes means that they're going to pass, but sometimes they don't. It's always a mystery while you're out there.
Looks like Shred is looking to pass potentially, but still has it in hand, going up against Madam Jade here, trying to really force that pack to move forward and keep their momentum.
And the Undies pivot just went into the box, so no passing for the Undies.
Looks like there might be a little bit of confusion and unfortunately a track cut on Miss Mayhem. Looks like there was a pretty bad fall on the inside or outside line there. Both of these jammers racing to the box. Now, if they both sit down, they could simultaneously be released, so it's important to see who sits first. Looked pretty on point, but it looks like they did sit in the wrong chairs, so I'm not sure how that is going to play out for us.
You know, you don't have to know what chair you're in to play Derby. You just have to.
As a jammer, you might want to know which chair
Well, I
is
mean,
yours.
I'm just saying, we'll take anyone. We'll teach you what chair. We'll teach you what chair to sit in.
The NSO say, you know what, both of you can go. We're done. Don't worry about it. Start over.
You all
But
sat down at a chair.
it will be a 2-minute jam now, and I saw both of those jammers hitting each other a little bit as they made their way back. Undertakers in the front here holding Miss Mayhem with a strong tripod made up of Eternal Glam Nation, Clam Slammer, and Pixel Whip. Spilling out to the outside. Again, this is a 2-minute jam, so nobody has the ability to call it off. It's just a matter of who will get released. Looks like we had a star pass to Winnie, but the jam does end.
With Lenny getting a track cut, maybe. I believe Winnie got one.
We will see in just a moment here. Does look like Lenny Scabbets will be going to the box for the Undertakers, giving the Pose Punishers, specifically Punky
it was
Bruiser,
Winnie that had to go to the box.
Oh.
It was Winnie, I believe, he did the track. Yup.
Winnie
And since they had the star, that means they're starting out with a power jam for the Pose.
That's right. The Star Pass was successful, which means that Punky Bruiser has a power jam here for the Pose Punishers.
With Jessica Jabbit now fighting for that lead. No, that's not Jessica. I'm so sorry. That is Punky Bruiser. My bad, Punky.
That's all right. Punky's been out a lot that I would just think she'd get a break soon, but she's showing us exactly what she's made of.
And they did get lead jam. Winnie is back on with the panty in their hand.
The Undertaker trying to slow Punky down at the top of the pack there a little bit. Punky is able to be released, though, as Winnie gets through with the star in hand. Jam is called off.
Now, I believe that if a star is in the hand when going through, you can't make any points. You have to have the star on your helmet when you go through the pack, if I believe
In order to score points, at least.
Yes.
You can take
you
it off
gotta-
all you want, but if you want those points, you got to
Yeah,
have
so you
that
got to
hat
put that
on.
panty back on as fast as you can before you hit that next pack. And you can't fall off either. I know that. I can't fall off either.
All right, out on the track right now, we have Miss Mayhem back for Pose Punishers versus Lenny Scabbets. Lenny with some fast feet in the back, but Country Jam is shutting that down with some nice lateral footwork. Pose trying to reform a little bit with a chaotic start, and it looks like someone has been been
And
given a
Mayhem is
penalty.
fighting quite a battle on the front to finally get lead jammer.
All right, looks like that penalty went to Tanya Farding in the box for the Hollywood Undertakers. And Lenny takes it off and then immediately jumps through on that inside line.
So we'll see what Mayhem does here.
Miss Mayhem going up against Hot Dog.
Hot Dog was like, nope, I don't like that.
And the bench goes ahead and tells Mayhem to call it off, says you don't need to deal with that today.
You know, we should shout out to an old of the skirts I'm seeing out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
The classic derby player skirts I'm seeing.
We love the swish action. It makes you go a little faster, I think.
It does. It makes them look like they're wearing capes out there, which they, you know, of course they are. They're just invisible most of the time.
Well, if you happen to see the bench, by the way, for our post punishers, you'll notice that they have on some lovely raven wings that are handmade by our very own Ham Hawk, who's been playing tonight. Out on the track, we have Jessica Jabbit for post punishers against Hash Slinging Slasher. Both of these jammers doing pretty well tonight. Hash going up against a pretty strong tripod by the pose in the back. Ooh, big spin on the outside.
But did you see that footwork? That little dance they tried to
Almost
do to
made
scoot
it.
through? That was impressive.
That little slick spot sometimes gets the best of us, though,
It's that
unfortunately.
invisible rock. That's what it was. It was that invisible rock out there.
Lots of slips and slams out there right now with both of these skaters just trying to find their footing again. Nobody has been declared lead just yet, with lots of big hits to the inside on these players. Looks like Hash Slinging Slasher has gotten lead now. Hollywood Undertakers are at 90, 5-point difference to post punishers. Let's see if Hash can pick up some points. Nice 2v1 footwork out there by the pose. That's Swole and Jade in the back trying to hold Hash back from getting any more points.
And I just want to let the audience know that we practice our falls at practice. So we are well equipped to take all the falls that are happening in this game today.
Little one-on-one action between Eternal Glam Nation and Janimal, who's received a star pass.
I think it's the first time they got that star pass
Jamming
coming
for the first time,
around.
a big hit right as Hash tries to call it off from Coach Swole there. Nine-point difference currently. Hollywood Undertakers 94, Pose Punishers 85. 13 minutes remain in this half. Give it up for your Undertakers, y'all. Now, we can't give all the love to the Undertakers. What about our Pose Punishers? Jam is on. Hot Dog out there jamming for the second time tonight for the Hollywood Undertakers against Punky Bruiser. Hot Dog doing their best to stay clean, getting lead in that last one. They keep their hands up and just say, I didn't touch them, it wasn't me, as they step around their players. Punky Bruiser hot on Hot Dog's heels. For folks in the live stream, just remember, if you'd like to give any of these players a shout out and you're watching at home, please drop us a comment. Let them know you're excited to see them play.
It looks like we have Miss Mayhem coming back out as a jam for the post punishers, and I still can't see through these blockers.
It looks
But
like
Shred Flanders for the Hollywood Undertakers. We got some Shred love out here in the audience tonight.
Jam is on. Some nice footwork there by Shred. Gets out and gets lead for the Undertakers.
I guess all that love paid off. They're jumping into lead jam.
And we have a star pass there to Ham Hawk. Jamming for the first time tonight, I believe, for
fighting
Pose.
against Fart.
Oh, and
Wins against the Fart.
if I know those players too, I'm sure they were giggling the entire time.
Oh, 100%. That's why they haven't done circles dancing with each other out in the track
Folks,
yet.
if you're having fun with us tonight, remember that we have some upcoming fundraisers where you can meet us again. May 10th is RCRD night at Richmond Ivy. Their opening night of the season. For every $5 a ticket sold will be helping us, every $5 of each ticket sold will be helping us. You can find out more information about that on our Instagram. We also have an open skate on May 22nd where we will be bringing back the Pink Pony Skate Club shirts. And I believe that is an all-ages event with this School of Rock here in Richmond performing those covers at that open skate. Be sure to check it out.
We have Legs as lead jam, scooting and zooming all through the pack. And a panty pass to Bad Last, who is now fighting with Glam in the front.
Beautiful 180, though, trying to avoid Glam before getting past on that outside line. A little bit of a pile up with Jana and Glam, it looks like, on the ground, but it's all good. They're up and moving. Jam is called off with 10 minutes left in this game. Undertakers 105, Post Punishers 85. It's a little early to tell, but the Undertakers do seem to really want this win.
They're digging for it. You get it? As an Undertaker, you're digging for it. I got booed.
But all right, folks. As we have this time out occurring, we want to remind you that you can join us at our after party location at Bingo Beer Co., where you could potentially have a beer or a beverage of your choice with your fan favorite. There is still time to nominate your favorite skater of this game. Go to the merch section, tell them who you love, who you want to see, and we'll give them a nice little prize at the end, along with our MVPs for this game. Jam is back on. Hash slinging slasher, not wasting any time. Pushing through on that inside with Ham Hawk jamming again for the pose. Smiling the entire way.
Just smiling and smiling.
Going through those arms, but Hash slips by. It's going to be neck and neck on this one. Bench coach Satan out there is trying to communicate so hard with the pose. We love the enthusiasm all the way from over here. Jam is called. Looks like we were able to pick up points for both teams. 108 to 86. We also have a shout out to Mother Ducker, who's playing in their first game. Love from New Jersey, AKA the Dirty Jers. Also lots of love for Glam and Country. Thank you to those watching at home.
We have another jammer change with Swole Maiden as the jammer for the Po Punishers.
Shred Slanders out there for the Undertakers, working their way through on the
Shred
outside.
As the Undertaker, and Shred made it out!
By a hair. I saw the wall coming.
By a hair!
Swole Maid pushing through. Swole's one of our faster skaters, too, and I'm sure is going to make Shred really work for those last points.
But Hot Dog using that O to bring their jammer
They
through.
call it off after Swole performs a beautiful apex jump and picks up some points, I believe, thanks to that. Undertakers 108, Pose 88. Still 8 minutes remaining in this game.
I mean, 88's a good number. It's my number.
This is still a close game. Anything can happen in the next few minutes. It's just a matter of a few power jams, a few penalties. Lots can happen.
You never know. You never know.
But either way, at the end of the night, we're all going to head to the after party, have a good laugh, maybe wrestle a little more.
Oh, you know we're wrestling a little
and come
bit
back to
more.
practice tomorrow morning.
Yes. Like nothing happened.
Lenny Scabbets out there busting through this wall with Punky Bruiser taking a more patient approach, getting stuck on that wall. But Lenny gets through. Big hit by Jessica Jabbett. Oh, almost in bounds, almost out of bounds. Who knows what's happening? And we had a star pass to Janimal Cracker out there. Jammer on Jammer a little bit. Oh, but Lenny calls it off. Doesn't want to take the chance. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out our vendor station over there tonight. That is Fist City, which is ran by Eternal Glam Nation and Pixel Whip, who are out there playing. Be sure to support these skaters by supporting their business.
It looks like we have Miss Mayhem again as for the Pose Punishers Jammer. And
Miss Mayhem's out as lead jammer.
She always looks unsure.
I know, like, did I just get it?
Nice little
With
inside
Hash.
action there by Hash.
Still a little stuck, finally making it through.
Now that was
Jammer
definitely
and
thanks to
Jammer
the
next
O.
to each other. Let's see what happens. Sometimes when the magic happens. And the magic was a call off.
This game is nearing a close with just a few left in this. We have Baby Panic over here, Mini Panic Attack, who's dancing and bopping and having a great time watching this derby game.
And she's trying to grab this microphone so hard. She just wants to start talking to everybody. She's ready. She's ready.
Possibly our smallest and most enthusiastic fan. But what about our fans that are out there in the crowd right now? Who's our loudest? We're back in action now with Jessica Jabbett versus Shred Flanders.
Jessica is making quite a big fight in the front there.
Spills and thrills everywhere, y'all, with neither jammer getting lead just yet. Both getting hit to the inside and outside lines, respectively. Jessica Jabbett sneaking by kind of on that outside line, but it looks like she's going to go ahead and recycle back. Not sure if there was a step out of bounds or not. Shred Flanders has also bumped to that inside and has not gotten through. This is a very, very sticky jam, one of our slowest of the night so far. No lead has been called at this point, but we have seen a star come off of Jessica's head, which means she will not be eligible for lead. But sometimes it's just about surviving.
It is about surviving. Sometimes it's
We do have a successful star pass to Hammy for the Pose Punishers, going up against these last two blockers. Those are both jammers normally for RCRD, Glam Nation and Tanya Farding. Hammy cannot be lead, but does escape the pack with jabs unfortunately going to the box. And we have Hot Dog wearing the star after receiving a pass as well.
You know, now we have a hot dog and a ham as jammers.
A lot of pork products.
There's a lot of pork going on out there.
This game is not sponsored by Smithfield.
It is not sponsored by any pork companies, and I feel like that's a shame at this point.
But you know who we are sponsored by? We are sponsored by Haunts of Richmond, who is the official Pose Punisher sponsor of this season. They are locally owned and operated and are celebrating 20 years as Richmond's haunted history professionals. Be sure to find more information on their Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. All right, folks, we are back out there. We have Lenny Scavitz again, who has played amazing in both of these games tonight, against Madam Jade in the purple. Jam is on. Both skaters bringing the heat, different strategies. Madam Jade going for power with Lenny going for speed.
Both
little chest-to-chest action by Pixel Whip on the Undertakers. Lenny gets lead. Swole communicates to Jade that Glam did step out of bounds, allowing Jade to get out as Lenny returns to pick up more points around the track. And Hooker has been released from the box as well.
Wow, they called it. I want to shout out again to all the referees that are out there.
We love
Team
Team
for
Zebra.
them, we wouldn't be able to do any of this.
That's right. We have some long-term players out there reffing for us tonight, so we know they know exactly what they're talking about.
And if anybody is interested, you do not have to play roller derby as a player. You can play as a ref, and we'll teach you how to skate, how to call penalties, and
that's right, folks. If you're interested in joining roller derby, remember you can always find us on Instagram and Facebook. We will have orientations coming up probably mid-summer, if I had to guess. And don't worry, again, if you don't know how to skate, we will provide you with skates, pads, helmet, everything you need except for that mouth guard, and teach you all the things you need to know, starting with stops and falls before you learn how to hit anyone.
Ooh, back to the action. Thunder just hit Miss Mayhem.
We look like
Who
we
now
have Hash
got
out there.
lead jam.
Hash is out there for the Undertakers and almost gets by with the helmet cover in hand, but unfortunately gets blocked by their own team. And because of that, they pick up a track cut penalty, giving the Pose Punishers a power jam with a 22-point difference. Just over a minute remaining. Will they take it back? Now, with this game being this close and the Pose not having
Power Jam could really hurt the Undies.
advantage, they might try to run this long. We'll see what happens, folks. Big hit there by Liz. Slaying Mantis, risking it for the biscuit a little bit, running after Miss Mayhem. Still a Power Jam. Undertaker's trying to slow Mayhem down before their jammer gets released back, which is Hash slinging Slagger, who's back on the track,
Now,
makes
Hash
it
is
through.
back on this. Gotta put that panty back on.
And as players are released from the box, and the box is clear, we do have the jam get called off. This is our last jam of the night, y'all. It is currently only an 11-point game.
It's been tight all night.
We've had lots of lead changes. The Hollywood Undertakers, again, only winning one game last season, may be kicking off the season strong here in just a moment. This will be our final game. Give it up for them, folks. Last jam.
We have legs for the Undertaker, it looks like,
And Country Jam out there for
and
Pose.
Country Jam with legs taking the lead.
Legs has lead. We'll see what they decide to do. Country Jam flying out, knowing they want to pick up those points.
Far try to do that last little hit, and it's called off. Well played. Well played.
That was an excellent game from both of our teams tonight.
Especially for our brand new vet skaters. Each of them gotten to be in a penalty box one time.
Give it up for those new skaters.
They deserve every inch of your excitement.
We'll confirm our score here in just a moment. But for now, go ahead and give it up to the first winner of our first home game of the season, the Hollywood Undertakers. Coming in hot to this year. And of course, our returning Pose Punishers. Give it up for them, y'all. They fought hard. Final score, Hollywood Undertakers 122, Pose Punishers 111. We'll have your fan favorite and your MVPs out in just a moment. For now, if you're a fan in the stands, go ahead and take the track. Get ready for some high fives and congratulate these skaters. Some of them skating in 2 games tonight. And of course, folks, you can join us tonight at Bingo Beer Co. afterwards. Come and talk to your favorite Derby player. Tell them how they did amazing. Buy them a drink, maybe some food.
And maybe you'll be singing the Bingo song. Oh, you can tell I have a kid. Because Bingo was his name-o. Just throwing that out there.
In my head, I couldn't think of what the bingo song was, and then
You
I felt
don't know
really
the
silly.
bingo
I
song.
do apparently know the bingo song.
Well, you need to watch some It's Rachel then.
We don't have the MVPs yet. I just know the name.
All right, folks. We have our fan favorite for the second game tonight. Playing in their first game ever, our fan favorite is Barbarian Butt Lift. That's BBL. Winning their first prize ever, at least as an Undertaker, I believe.
And well deserved.
Or a Pose. They're a Pose, sorry. We'll have those MVPs in just a moment. All right, I am just waiting on the
Pose
MVPs for the other team. I have the Undertaker MVPs. I just need the Pose MVPs. From the Undertakers. Thank you. All right, folks, we have our MVPs for this game. For the first game of our home season on the Undertakers, we have MVP Jammer, the Hash Slinging Slasher. And for our MVP blocker on the Undertakers, that's going to be Clam Slammer, winning their first MVP ever.
Is that Hooker or Thunder?
Hooker.
For our Poe Punishers, MVP Jammer goes to Jessica Jabbit. Our MVP blocker goes to our brand new vet skater, Hooker.
Big congrats to everyone who played tonight. Thank you so much to Greensboro for visiting us if you're still here. We will see you all at Bingo Beer Co. in Scott's Edition. Have a great night. We'll see you at the next one.